Hi, Russell. This is Jonathan. Now I'm going to talk about my feedback and reflection about what was your activity. The first question is, what type of language processing took place while the activity was taking place? For example, did you speak a lot? Did you read a lot? Our task was to recommend some places to visit in Madrid. After realizing what the text was about, my 3 other group members and I decided to work in pairs. One pair was responsible for museums in Madrid, and the other was for restaurants in Madrid. Then we started to search online, discuss, and select the information we wanted. Now I'm going to mention about some language processing happening during the activity in terms of 4 abilities. During the process, I spoke a lot because Karen and I used the same laptop, so that we had to negotiate with each other before posting it on the wall. While speaking, listening practice took place as well. Moreover, before sending a group member to the front, our group also made a final discussion to make everything clearer. However, sometimes I blurted out some Chinese words accidentally, for our mother tongue is the same, which isn't good for English class. As for reading, honestly speaking, much less than speaking and listening. Due to time limitation, we had to finish it as soon as possible. Thus, we just read some main points and then made decisions. There was nearly no writing practice happening in this activity except typing some necessary information for the wall and the posts. Question 2. How could you have improved the activity? When doing this activity, I was wondering whether it is practical for me to use this activity in my context, because I don't have so much time in class, and it definitely takes longer for secondary school students to do such a task than master students. So I personally think that time control is an important factor related to the activity. As far as I'm concerned, I would do some preparation in advance. For example, informing students about the activity, making them into groups, assigning the topic, showing them a wall made by myself as an example, and so on. By doing these, teacher can save more time to explain the task in class, and students could have more time for doing this activity. Before we start the activity, I would make a regulation that only target language can be used to make sure students have more chances to practice speaking and listening. I will also give them more time to read the information before posting it on the wall. After their presentation, I would ask some questions to make sure they really read something during the process. Moreover, I would ask other groups something related to the presentation, because some students might not pay attention during the process. At the end, I would ask students to write out their reflection or feedback in 2 or 3 sentences on the wall, and select some students to share their ideas. This is only my own plan, and I'm not sure whether it will work well in real class. But it would be amazing to use this tool to train students for abilities. Question 3. What benefits do you think students would have got from doing such an activity? Think about collaborating, searching on the internet, digital literacy, editing, organizing, designing, etc. Reflecting on what we did in class, I think it was much like cooperation instead of collaboration. We put more emphasis on working with others to reach a shared goal, but collaboration focuses on how to relate it to others. So to promote collaborative learning, teacher can design a particular task for students to understand, search, analyze, solve problem, and maybe create something by interacting with teacher and other students. In this activity, of course, it can help students promote their English abilities and also some other skills such as searching on the internet, editing, organizing, designing, and so on. However, it is interesting to know that students can also learn how to discuss or negotiate with others and how to make an appropriate decision. It's really amazing to me because these kind of communicative abilities are always disregarded in my own context. Most students in my context can get good marks in English. However, they don't know how to use it in real life. Doing such an activity can help students become more familiar and confident when communicating and interacting with others in real life. The fourth question is, do you think it was a good idea for one member of each group to present their wall at the end? What was gained or lost from doing this? There are always pros and cons about everything. So inviting one member from each other to present their wall also has its pros and cons. For the advantages, first of all, I think teacher can save more time than inviting all the group members to present together. Secondly, after the presentation, teacher can do some extended teaching activities like asking some questions to check other students' comprehension, inviting other students to give comments or feedback, and so forth. Thirdly, before presenting, students may exchange ideas or thoughts with other group members, which provides students with more chances to practice listening and speaking. As for disadvantages, first of all, after the representative is decided, the other group members' involvement may decline. Secondly, if each student is responsible for one particular part, it is difficult for the representative to understand everything in a short time, which may result in vague description. The last question is, are there any other comments or thoughts you have regarding the activity? As for my thoughts regarding this activity, I think we can make it more like a real-life task. For example, I remember there is a lesson about environmental protection in Taiwanese textbook. Characters in the dialogue join a beach cleanup activity at one of the most famous Taiwanese beaches. After going through the materials, maybe teacher can ask students to design a one-way ecological trip, which may contain introduction of the place, map information, trip suggestion, etc. It would be a good task for students to connect English with their real life. That's all about my feedback and reflection of War Wisher activity. Thank you for listening. Bye.